Top 10 Most Creative Criminal Arrests Ever. In this video we will discover top 10 most creative criminal arrests ever. So before going on, make sure to like this video, and click the subscriber button for more videos in future. Number 10 Arrest of Ted Bundy. Albeit chronic executioner Ted Bundy was answerable for an expected 30 or more homicides, there was minimal actual proof to associate him with the wrongdoings when he was captured in 1975. After 2 years, having been sentenced exclusively for seizing, Bundy was getting ready to stand preliminary for homicide in Colorado when he got away and made a beeline for Florida. There, he killed 3 additional individuals right on time in 1978, and when he was at long last caught in February of that year, the actual proof in those cases prompted his conviction. Most urgent was the matching of an indentation on the buttock of casualty Lisa Doty to the Bundy's unmistakable, slanted and chipped teeth. He was sentenced additionally for the homicide of 12-year-old Kimberly Filter given filaments tracked down in his van that matched the young lady's clothing. Bundy was executed in 1989. Number 9 The Lindbergh Hijacking. On Walk 1, 1932, Charles Lindbergh Jr., the 20-month-old child of the well-known pilot, was hijacked, and albeit a payment of $50,000 was paid, the kid was rarely returned. His body was found in May only a couple of miles from his home. Following the course of the bills utilized in the payoff installment, specialists were directed to Bruno Hauptmann, who was found with more than $14,000 of the cash in his carport. While Hauptmann guaranteed that the cash had a place with a companion, key declarations from penmanship examiners matched his composition to that on the payoff notes. Extra legal examination associated the wood in Hauptmann's storage room with the wood utilized in the makeshift stepping stool that the ruffians worked to arrive at the youngster's window. Hauptmann was sentenced and executed in 1936. Number 8 The Atlanta Kid Murders. In a long-term period somewhere in the range of 1979 and 1981, 29 individuals, practically all kids, were choked by a chronic executioner. Police marked out a neighborhood waterway where different bodies had been unloaded and captured Wayne Williams as he was heading out from a sprinkle in a space where a body was recuperated 2 or after 3 days. Police didn't observe him drop the body, so their case depended generally on scientific proof accumulated from filaments tracked down on the people in question. On the whole, there were almost 30 kinds of fiber connected to things from Williams' home, his vehicles, surprisingly, his canine. In 1982, he was sentenced for killing 2 grown-up casualties and condemned to life in jail, albeit the Atlanta police reported that Williams was answerable for somewhere around 22 of the kid murders. Number 7 The Howard Hughes Scam. In 1970, creators Clifford Irving and Richard Susskind prepared a plan to produce a collection of memoirs of famously capricious and withdrawn tycoon Howard Hughes. Expecting that Hughes could never emerge from stowing away to revile the book, they felt that their arrangement was idiot-proof. Irving went to distributor McGraw-Slope asserting that Hughes had moved toward him to compose his biography and that he was able to relate with just the creator. As evidence, Irving delivered fashion letters that he guaranteed were from Hughes. In this manner, a spectrographic voice-print examination, estimating tone, pitch, and volume, was directed to decide whether the speaker was sure of Howard Hughes. Albeit a penmanship master had recently been tricked by the notes that Irving had produced, the voice investigator accurately distinguished the speaker as Hughes. Irving was uncovered and admitted before the book was distributed. He burned through 17 months in jail, while Susskind burned through 5. Irving later composed a book about the scheme, The Trick, which turned into a significant movie in 2008. Number 6 The Night Stalker. Between June 1984 and August 1985, a Southern California chronic executioner named the Night Stalker broke into casualties' homes as they dozed and went after, killing 13 and attacking various others. With residents fully on guard, a perceptive youngster saw a dubious vehicle passing through his area on the evening of August 24, 1985. He recorded the tag and told the police coincidentally the Night Stalker's most recent assault occurred that evening around there, so police found the vehicle. It had been deserted. However, police tracked down a critical piece of proof inside, a unique mark. Utilizing a new PC framework, specialists immediately paired the print to 25-year-old Richard Ramirez and put his picture in the media. In no less than 7 days, Ramirez was perceived and caught by neighborhood residents. He was condemned to death and at present sits in jail waiting for capital punishment. Number 5. Arrest of Assault Rifle Kelly. George Assault Rifle Kelly was a famous criminal during the Forbid Dance period, partaking in smuggling, seizing, and equipped burglary. On July 22, 1933, he and another man seized rich Oklahoma City oilman Charles Urschel. After a progression of payoff notes and correspondences, a $200,000 delivery was paid, the biggest sum at any point paid in a seizing to date. Urschel was delivered 9 days after the fact, safe. The oilman had keenly given close consideration to everything about his difficulty, and had the option to relate everything to the police. He likewise noticed the date and season of a rainstorm and the kinds of animals he heard in what he ventured to be a farmhouse. Utilizing his recollections, the FBI pinpointed the reasonable area in which Urschel was held. Kelly was condemned to life in jail, where he kicked the bucket in 1954. Number 4. The Green River Killer. The Green River Killer was liable for a rash of murders, no less than 48 except for conceivably near 90, along the Green Stream in Washington state during the 80s and 90s. A large portion of the killings happened in 1982, 83, and the casualties were practically all whores. One of the suspects that police had recognized as soon as 1983 was Gary Ridgway, a man with a background marked by visiting and mishandling whores. Notwithstanding, even though they gathered DNA tests from Ridgway in 1987, the innovation accessible didn't permit them to associate him with the killings. It was only after 2001 that new DNA methods prodded the reconsideration of proof that implicated Ridgway. He was captured and later admitted. Number 3. Arrest of BTK executioner. The BTK, tie, torment, kill, executioner was a chronic executioner who threatened the Wichita, Kansas region somewhere in the range between 1974 and 1991, killing 10 individuals over the range. The executioner ached for media consideration and sent letters to nearby papers and television slots, provoking examiners. This conceit prompted his catch, in any case. At the point when he re-emerged in 2004 with a progression of correspondences, he decided to send a PC floppy circle to the Wichita Falcon. Scientific experts followed the erased information on the plate to a man named Dennis at the Christ Lutheran Church in Wichita. It didn't take long for the police to capture Dennis Rader, who admitted and was condemned to 9 life terms in jail. Number 2. Arrest of Jeffrey McDonald. Promptly toward the beginning of February 17, 1970, the group of Armed Force Specialist Jeffrey McDonald was gone after leaving the specialists. Pregnant spouse and 2 youthful girls dead from different cut injuries. McDonald himself was harmed by what he professed to be 4 suspects. However, he made do with just minor injuries. Notwithstanding, the military dropped the case as a result of the low quality of the insightful strategies. Quite a while later, however, McDonald was brought to preliminary in a non-military personnel court. The key proof was given by a measurable researcher who affirmed that the specialist's pajama top, which he professed to have used to avert the executioners, had 48 smooth, clean openings, excessively smooth for such an unstable assault. Besides, that's what the researcher noticed, assuming the top was collapsed. The 48 openings could without much of a stretch have been made by 21 pushes, the specific number of times that McDonald's significant other had been cut. Number 1. Arrest of John Joubert. In 1983, 2 homicides of students shook the Omaha, Nebraska region. The group of one of the young men was viewed as attached with a kind of rope that specialists couldn't distinguish. While circling back to the lead of a strange man investigating a school, they followed the suspect's tag to John Joubert, a radar expert at the nearby Flying Corps base. In his effects, they found a rope matching the surprising one utilized in the homicide, which ended up being Korean. The youngster executioner was even connected to a 3rd homicide. In Maine, when his teeth were found to match indentations on a kid killed in 1982. Joubert was viewed as at fault for each of the 3 homicides and was killed in the hot seat in 1996. How was the video? Did you enjoy it? Post your feedback in our comments section below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates.